All right, so my computer that this is being recorded on, it's a Windows box, and I bought it sometime back from Newegg. It was part of a bundle deal. It was during the graphics card fiasco, how everything was being bought out for the sake of the GPUs, graphics cards, for crypto mining. And I saw one, and I'm like, you know, if I don't get this now, I don't know when I'm going to be able to get something like this in the future. So I went ahead and I bought it full price. I just did it. I just went for it and grabbed it. So I've got this mouse that came with it. I've also got this keyboard that came with it. Isn't that pretty? So, and of course, with these, I plug these into a KVM switch to be able to bounce back and forth between my Linux box and my Windows box. And this here has had issues, namely the scroll wheel. This one is free spinning. And so it doesn't provide any more resistance anymore. So it doesn't give you that, not a click necessarily, but a thup, thup, thup kind of effect when you're scrolling. And it's gone. So it's just free spinning. So that meant no more mousy wousy for me. That means I had to buy a new one. So I needed something quick. I needed something cheap and just to get the job done. So I'm like, yep, why don't we go take a look at Walmart? So we're going to talk about the on-brand 6-button wireless mouse today on ListQuest. All right, and thank you for coming back. And we are going to get started on this. So if you happen to like this content, go ahead and give it a like, and I'd appreciate a comment down below. You can even just say hi. Doesn't matter. Something, please. Nobody talks on this thing, on these things, so anything is nice. So I went to Walmart and I purchased the on-brand 6-button wireless mouse. Cute little box, because it's just a mouse. It doesn't need any big fancy packaging or anything. Just give me a mouse in a box. Thank you. They did. This is the on-brand. And it turns out the on-brand is actually a pretty good brand. They make good stuff. How much quality? I'll say quality, but how much quality, that I won't say anything about. I mean, because we are talking Walmart. And came in this box, and I've got it right here. I'm going to shut it off so that I don't accidentally start clicking stuff in OBS on my on my desktop here. This is it. Boom, boom. There it is. So if we hold it up next to the EVGA one, it's kind of similar. It's got it's got all your buttons, it's got your scroll wheel, everything like that. And on the EVGA, something special about that one is that it's got a little spot out here on the side, on the left side, to rest the thumb. So that's good. I like that. Well, the on-brand one has that too. And you'll notice that there's a little extra pad here. I added that, and I'll talk about that in a moment. Down on the bottom, what we've got here is we've got the 3 sliding pads here, here, and here. Of course, when I'm looking on the screen, it's all mirrored, so it's backwards. So in either sense, one thing to be aware of: these have a protective covering of plastic, and it doesn't come off easily. There's nothing on there that you can just grab and peel it off gently, stuff like that. I tried to do that, get under it with my fingernail, and it didn't seem to peel back or anything like that. So I'm like, all right, well, I tried sliding it on my desk pad, and it was sliding fine, but I'm like, it could slide a little easier if I took, let's say, my sanding block and just lightly scuffed it up a little bit. So I went and got my sand block. It came out, and as soon as I started to do a scuffing action on it, that protective plastic started peeling off. So there's a little piece of plastic on each of those 3 pads. So you could just grab onto it some way, whether it be a fingernail, edge of a knife, pocket knife, or using just what I did. I just grabbed it with sandpaper and just peeled it back enough to be able to grab it and peel it off. So that's one thing to be aware of. Further on the bottom is that right here is your power switch, and you got 3 settings on it. You've got a Bluetooth, an off, and a dongle. So this thing can connect to your computer 2 different ways. You can do it using the built-in dongle, which stores right in the battery compartment whenever you don't need it. And also you can do it through Bluetooth. Now with my setup, I can't use Bluetooth. And here's why. Of course, I'm Bluetooth capable on both machines. And if I connected this to the machines via Bluetooth, whatever I did on one machine would happen on the other machine. Don't want that to happen, so no. So I use the dongle, and I plug the dongle into my KVM switch, which is keyboard, video, and mouse. The little switch allows me to switch between the 2 machines. Now, the video side of it, I actually handle that through my monitor because it's a high-performance gaming monitor, and it actually has a selection there for DisplayPort and HDMI. And I do want to use DisplayPort, but there's no DisplayPort plug or input on the KVM switch. So I just bypass the switch altogether for video and just go straight into the monitor. And I just set it there. And I just use the KVM switch to change the keyboard and the mouse. That's it. And it works just fine for me. Works out great. So it's got 6 buttons. So you got, your main 2 up top. Boom, boom. And then you got 2 on the side. So there, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 5 and 6 would probably happen to be the scroll wheel itself right here. That pushes down, and then of course there's this one here. This is actually, it's not a functional button for computer needs. It's for the scroll wheel. It's a lock for the scroll wheel. So right now it is unlocked, or well, we'll say locked, so that I can feel the resistance when I'm scrolling on it, that little thup, thup, thup kind of effect. But if I press on it, it unlocks it, and I can free spin it. And it's got a good spin to it, much like a fidget spinner. So it'll go, and it'll go, it'll go. It's not a fidget spinner bearing. So, it will, there is a very, very slight amount of resistance there, and it will slow down and stop eventually. But this one, I turn on the lock so that I can feel that resistance. And there we go. And this thing also has a number of other things to it. So like I mentioned before, it has a thing up on the side, a little outjet. The overall footprint is actually, it is, I'm not going to say very different, but it's different enough so that it's wider than the one on the EVGA. So instead of something, let's say like this, it's got a footprint of like that. The only way I can really describe it visually. There we go. And it glides very nice on the desk pad. Provides good sliding resistance, which is also, not a, enough resistance so that it holds, and it's loose enough so that it provides a nice even glide. It's very good. The button presses are very nice. You can tell that they're being pressed, and it's very good. And of course you got those side thumb buttons, which I don't have any purpose for them right now, but I'm sure I'll figure something out. So this also has a number of other options, and I'll just read them off the back. So we've got a metal quick scroll wheel. So the scroll wheel, of course, the actual wheel itself that you touch, that part is actually plastic. So the metal part, I'm going to guess that that's the axle. So we got 6 clickable buttons, on-off switch, and a connection switch. So I've already described those. So we got comfortable ergonomic design with a finger rest. I hold it up like that, and I go and I grab it. Yeah, it's very nice. Very nice grip, and it's very comfortable in my hand. That's really nice. So let's see, 5 adjustable DPI sensitivity levels. So we got 600, 1000, 1600, 2400, and 3600 DPI. Now, DPI stands for dots per inch. How big is a dot? I'm going to guess pixel, but I could be wrong. Don't quote me on that. Bluetooth wireless technology. Yeah, no, yeah, that was, I think I mentioned it before. I know I did in another take. But yeah, you've got Bluetooth capability on the power switch, and you've got the dongle down here. So yeah, I actually did describe that regarding my KVM switch. So we did that. 2.4 gigahertz wireless connection with USB dongle. And it actually stores in the battery compartment down here. If I actually pop that off, you can see the battery there, and that little hole there to the left, that is the slot to store it. So there we go. And let's see, Windows, Mac OS, Chrome OS, Android, and iOS compatible. Well, guess what? I use it on Linux. It works just fine on Linux. They don't say it, and they should have. So points off for that. Let's see, USB plug and play. Yeah, even on Linux. Another point off for that. Not mentioning that. Anyways. Now, it comes in the box, and it actually comes in a bag that's actually cloth-like. This one. Yeah. It looks kind of tan right now, and that's because I dyed it. It actually comes in, it comes stark white. Very industrial white. You know, that sterile level. I mean, white. This is tan because I tanned it with tea. I took a bunch of tea bags, I stuck them in a mason jar, threw in a bunch of boiling water, sealed it up, left it overnight, and then this morning I wrung it out, put it out to dry, and there it is. This is a really nice bag. I'm going to say it's fabric-like because it is a woven fabric, but chances are, you know, Walmart, it's a lot of synthetic fibers, a lot of synthetic ingredients in there. But you know, it is sewn on the sides. So if you can see that at all, not sure if you can see that, but you might be able to. But you know, it's edged. Yeah, so it's got that and everything like that. And it is a good, nice little bag. And I'm not going to use it to store my mouse in it all the time. The mouse is going to sit on the desk. And I'll just fold it up, and I'll just put it up here, up on the shelf. There we go. So that was really nice. So what do I rate this? Well, right off the bat, like I mentioned in my previous one about the ink for this guy, I don't give 5 stars because there's always something that prevents that 5th star. Linux compatibility. Boom. So right there, that. So there's that. Nothing is ever worth 5 stars in my eyes. There's always something, regardless of how much of a big of an issue it is or as little of an issue it is, it's an issue and that's the end of it. So it gets 4 stars. Awesome product. You know, it's on. And from discussions with my associates over on Switch to Linux, On Brand actually makes pretty decent hardware. And this attests to that because I have a couple of On things. You know, I've got this mouse. I've got the ink inside of there. And I also have a couple of these USB sticks. I've got a 64 gig and I've got 2 32 gigs. And these are really good. So these, from our discussions, I've learned that the chips inside are usually provided by PNY or SanDisk. And I'm hoping that's true because those are reputable companies. And if they're making these, if they're making those things and selling them to resell them, that's really good. You know, and then the ink cartridges for these guys, that there is really good as well, because they're actually taking actual print cartridges that are probably HPs and recycling them or refurbishing them for their use. And this thing's working well. And so now we got mice. So, and it's working very, very well, and I have really no complaints about it. The housing plastic, very good, very tough, very rugged, good quality build and everything like that. But this plastic is a slight issue when it comes to gripping on the sides. The sides do have finger grabbing points, and they're more like ribs, sizable. You know, definitely there. You can definitely see them. You can definitely grab them and stuff like that. But it's all that same hard plastic. So I went and I grabbed this guy, some rubber matting of sorts. Cut this corner out. Cut out a couple of strips. Trimmed them up a little bit. And then I've got grabbing pads for the sides, because on the EVGA one, there's that built into the housing. It's not clean, sorry. But I'm not going to clean it just for the sake of the video, because I'm going to throw this out when I'm all done. And once it's all edited, it's going in the trash, because you can't repair this. They don't sell replacement parts. They want you to buy more. And I'm not going to buy more of their stuff. I don't need this level of a thing there. And in the big general aspect, in the long game, this is garbage, because scroll wheel breaks. This one, it's working great. I like it a lot. Glides very nicely. We'll see how long the scroll wheel lasts. But they're very affordable, and they are at Walmart, and it's the On brand. So I do recommend getting this here. The weight of it is actually very nice, and it pretty much matches this EVGA one. Excuse me. Has weights that you can add to it. Comes in a little box, because it's a lot lighter otherwise. But even with that, without weights, this weighs the same as that one with weights. Figure that one out. There's no need for any additional weight for this. It's good weight, and it's very comfortable to use, and I really enjoy it. So I give it 4 stars. It's worth a 5, but I'm going to give it a 4 because of those issues, like Linux compatibility. You gotta put it on the box. Linux is awesome. People are leaving Windows. A lot of people are, and they're trying out Linux. So let's get with it, people. Yeah. So that's pretty much it. I can't remember if there was anything else I mentioned in the previous take. So I'm going to end it there. So thank you very much for coming along. And one thing that I didn't mention in the previous take was the ESP card. So what do I have on my ESP card this week? So thank you so much for coming along, and Skál, and we will talk to you later.